Alright, so this is my first place YUBEL deck profile. Don't mind the music. I'm recording with my daughter and she's watching her shows. So just think about it as background music. I'm going to give a quick breakdown on the rounds. So I did go undefeated with this. It was a box tournament at my locals. I ended up just splitting with the person who got second, which was a Tenpai player, just because I kind of just wanted to get out there. But we played it out anyways, and I ended up winning. So technically, that made me 5-0 since I won the game anyways. But we just decided to split. So round one was branded Bistials. I 2-0'd that one. Then the next round, I played Snake Eyes. Unfortunately, the opponent, he bricked game one and game two. So unfortunate, but you know, it happens, and I ended up winning that one. Then round three, I actually played against Horus Stun, which caught me off guard because the person game one, he Vanity's Fiend, not Vanity's Fiend, the other Vanity's one, the Tribute Summon 2, and your opponent can't special summon. I forget which one that one is, but it's the Vanity's Fiend, so I just scooped game one. But I ended up beating it 2-1. Round four, I played against Centurion Bistials. And, Centurion, Bestial, Horus. It had all that in there. That game, I ended up going 2-1. Beating it. I could have 2-0'd it. It was a game where I misplayed. The opponent had the Red Nova Dragon, and that card could banish all my monsters. And I attacked, and it could also do it when you attack, and I didn't realize. And then they banished all my monsters and all my cards, so I just scooped. But in game three, I just FTK'd and he lost. And then round five was Tenpai, which I ended up winning 2-1. Against that one. I'm gonna go into my list and I'm gonna just talk about a little bit things, my choices, and why I played it, and ratios and whatnot. So first things first, I played 3 Samsara D Lotus. One of the best starters, literally a one card. Get your whole combo started with this. The only thing it loses to is the Ash, but due to the Phantom, you can actually just make Phantom first and protect it from an Ash. So, good card. Then 3 Grave Squirmers. I played 3 just because it's an extra extender. It can pop a revive for YUBEL, so it doesn't hurt. And at worst case scenario, it was just going back in with a YUBEL monster just to make Phantom, because Samsara D Lotus gives you access to this anyway. So if I had this, a YUBEL monster, and Samsara, I'll just put this in the YUBEL monster bag, start with Samsara to protect me from Ash, and continue, because you'll still end up with Grave Squirmer in there. Then next, played 3 Spirits. I know some people play 2. I don't see why. I played 3 Extra Name. This card sets your Phantom, your Phantom Nightmare Pain, Eternal Favorite, which I do play, which most YUBEL players don't play, and Mature Chronicle. So it helps you play through Droll in that essence. Also, when this card is destroyed, it can special summon regular YUBEL from your banner zone as well, which does come up because some people will Bestial your YUBEL, which is why I think it's also a good card in that sense. You can always get access to your YUBEL monster if it gets banished. Also, it's a battle fader in a sense, because you can just come out in the battle phase, and I have won games where I just special it out and they were just forced to battle until then they died. So yeah, 3 Spirits, I think it's good. I think I'll keep it because I haven't tested with the Fiendsmith, so I don't have no idea what I'm gonna do, and it's kind of expensive, so I might just rock out with this version until maybe I can afford it. Or I actually think that this version can beat it in the match, because I play more of the actual YUBEL spells and traps like Eternal Favorite and Mature and Super Poly, so that will help me grind against it a lot better. Use their resources as my resources, because Mature does get a counter for YUBEL monsters summon to the field, including your opponents. So it can help in that instance as well. Super Poly to make Loving Defender, etc., etc. And also being able to get back YUBELs from Banish and Graveyard. So it makes YUBEL a lot sticky. One YUBEL, one Nightmare, Terra Incarnate, and Ultimate Nightmare. I don't feel like you need two of these. One is just fine. You can always get it back. Like I said, you have many ways to get it back from Banish. So I never feel like I need another one. Terra, you gotta kind of have to play it. Ultimate Nightmare, you don't have to play it, but I play it because it's just an extra name. So that worst case scenario is just Phantom of YUBEL fodder. So honestly, it wasn't even that bad. Even when I drew like these two in hand, I had like a starter like Samsara, and once I knew I had a starter and I can just go with Phantom, I feel alright. And they never see this one coming. So when this one dies, or if they get it off the field some way, this one comes out, and this one doesn't need Nightmare Pain to trigger. You can attack a monster and destroy it and burn for damage. So yeah, I played 3. You don't have to, but I like it, and it actually hasn't cost me any games. I actually never sided out any game. I kept it in going first and going second. Then I played the 2 Dark Beckoning, the 1 Chaos Summoning Beast. I actually just realized the whole purpose of it, and it was just to search off of the Dark Beckoning or the Gate, so that way it's a 1-card Yama combo. So I figured out like literally the day before the tournament, because I kept wondering why people kept playing Chaos. I'm like, it doesn't do anything. Is it just the extra normal? But then when I realized Gate can also search this and Dark Beckoning searches into it, I understood it. It was just to go into Yama. 1 Shavara, because you only need 1 Shavara. Not playing Shayama. And spells. 3 Nightmare Pain. This card is like really a god card, especially when it's combined with Phantom. It just feels incredible. When I was playing against Snake Eyes and Centurion, it was just, my monster was so sticky because they didn't know what to do. If they got rid of it, Nightmare Throne triggered, so it just like, they couldn't get YUBEL off. It was like no matter what they did, it floated and floated and floated. Yeah, you gotta play 3. I don't see why you wouldn't. 2 Nightmare Pains. I was on 3, and I noticed a lot of people went down to 2 to 1. I feel like 1 is too little, 2 is just enough. Because in my Centurion matchup, having the second one did come up because he had Cosmic Blazar. So if he negated the activation, I can play the yellow one. He didn't negate it, but in theory, in that scenario, it was still good just because it negates the activations, and I had a second one. So 2. When you play Fiendsmith, you probably play 1, but I think 2 is fine. Because when you draw, I did have times where I drew 3 of these, the Nightmares, and that sucked. Then I did play 3 openings. Because opening is really good. If you play this one and it searches, it doesn't matter if you get Ash because its purpose is the reborn. So if you can put something in the grave, just a reborn spirit, makes it a lot better. And so it's just a really good card. It can also add back continuous spell cards. You can pitch another opening and special spirit, and while you have a level 10, add back spirit or add back your Nightmare Pains that get destroyed. This is a lot more important than the Dark Beckoning, so I feel like I always enjoyed starting off with 3 openings rather than Dark Beckoning. 1 Piri race map, 1 1-for-1, 1 Terraforming, 1 Super Poly, 1 Mature, 1 Call, and 1 Triple Tactics. These are my one-offs. Pure Race Map was always not a bad card because you can always search any of your starters, Dark Beckoning, Samsara. You can search any of your YUBEL forms off of it. You can also search hand traps if you needed a hand trap. Like if you had a good hand, you can search Ash and then have Ash for follow-up. Most of the time, people didn't stop this card because it makes you pay half, but it's not a cost to pay half. So they would just let it go through. So it was fine because it was just usually a way either to start or to get access to Phantom of YUBEL going first. 1 for 1, extra extender, you pitch a card, terraforming, search nightmare, super poly, 1 card to draw going second, you don't want to see too many, you can search it off through mature chronicle. Call by for the ashes, veilers, whatever, shifters. 1 tactics to deal with any hand traps, monster effects that's annoying. Don't want to draw multiple, so I just kept these as 1 card utility cards that felt good. They never felt bad at all. I didn't see them all most of the time. Like I actually never saw a super poly. I searched this. Talent actually helped me win game 3 because my hand was kind of cracked. I had every starter, so it didn't even matter what he had, and I had talent. So when he used Moonlit, I had talents. He had it evenly in hand, ripped it evenly, made a whole board, Appaloosa, Varudris, and Raging Grave, and it was kind of game over from there. Yeah, but 1 period was actually not bad. You don't want to see too many, but it gets you into a YUBEL monster or a combo starter if needed, so I actually like that. 1 Eternal Favorite, people are not playing it, but Eternal Favorite was actually good through the entire tournament. There was a time where it did brick me, but because I knew he wouldn't be able to kill me, because he had no way to really deal with a YUBEL and a Nightmare Pain. So just having this on the field, and if he did got rid of it through a banishing effect, I just reborned it back, and that helped me win. Also, I was able to burn for game in round 1. I fused his entire board to make a Loving Defender and just burned him for game. So yeah, I actually like this card, and I do believe in the mirror. This is what's gonna help you win the mirror, just because you can super poly the board. Also, you can get back your own YUBELs to keep grinding, and I do think the grind is a lot more important. And then the 1 chamber, chamber better than the pop one. It's always better to just have Raging Grave. And then hand traps, with just 3 ash, 3 imperm, 2 ogres, 2 veilers. They didn't want to clog on too much. I actually was not playing veilers at first. I was playing Fenrir because I wanted more like a golden second board breaker type of deck. But I said, nah, I need more hand traps. I want more ways to stop my opponents. So Ash and Imperm is always good. Veiler, I didn't know how good it would be since you can only use it on your opponent's turn. So I don't want to clog with it. Ogre, I didn't know if it was going to be that good. I feel like 2 was just a solid number where if I saw it, I saw it. If it was good, it was good. And if not, whatever. And then go to extra deck. Extra deck, play 3 Phantoms. Some people are not playing 3. Some people are playing just 2. For the pure, I do definitely think you need 3. You can always use 1 to bait out a hand trap. They never see the 3rd one coming. You can use it for link climbing. Like sometimes if I start with this, I'm building my board, and I will link this with Yama and another card to make Appaloosa for 3. And because Appaloosa's there, I'm protected from Nib or other hand traps they may have. And I already have YUBELs in the grave, so I'll just put back, make another Phantom. There was never a time where I felt like I didn't need the 3rd Phantom. It always kind of came up, and even if it didn't come up, I was glad that I had the extra one in the deck because they don't always see the 3rd one coming. So yeah, 3 Phantoms, the 1 Loving Defender for super poly target, and it could burn for game. Appaloosa, always try to end on Appaloosa. Some people are playing Princess and Blowell and all that whack fire stuff. Makes no sense. It's not a fire deck, so don't play it. Appaloosa is way better than Princess and Blowell. Don't ever play that. It's really, really bad. Unchained, Bomb, Anguish, Yama, a second Yama. This is actually a change that I'm doing now, but this was actually a cross sheep. But cross sheep was a lot win more, and I felt like it played more into hand traps. So as an updated, I am gonna play a second Yama just to see how it is. 1 Rage, 1 Muckraker, 1 SP, 1 Amaraj, 1 Gustav. I wanted to play it for time. I was thinking about time. And 1 Verudras. That's my extra deck. Side deck, it's nothing special. I kind of just threw it together. I actually could make it a lot better. I was supposed to play Dark Ruler. Didn't play Dark Ruler. I was anticipating playing the Mirror. That's what I kept thinking about. YUBEL is popular. It's a new deck, and people will probably try it. So, 1 Talents, 1 Duster, 1 Jewish Swarm. Didn't know what to put in. I figured just put in a Jewish Swarm. Double Fenrir. I want more cards to break your board going second. If I feel like I can break your board, I feel like YUBEL has good cards for clearing. The Unchained Engine helps clear boards. Hand Traps does stop your opponents. But if there was a hand trap that I felt like was mediocre and not that good, like in a Centurion matchup, I didn't know what to like really put in. I took out Veilers for Fenrirs and put in like Druid Swarm since they Unseti is a dark and they have like some lights, so it's good for that. And yeah, but it was fine. I'm probably gonna make a lot more changes. Double Nib, I never really got to use the Nib at all. Double Lightning Vortex came up only 1 time. I only saw it once, and whenever I go first, I put 3 Solemns, True Skill Drain. Just because going first, you open these cards, more than likely you're gonna win. Like if you go full combo and set a skill drain, I mean you have a bunch of negates to just break through everything, but in worst case scenario they have some way to break through your board, which is almost unlikely. Unless they open like Dark Ruler evenly or something like that. Skill drain kind of does it. Judgment to deal with the cards like evenly Dark Ruler and stuff like that. You do need something to equalize the board breakers. And paying half is fine if you can win the game. So yeah, triple Solemns, and that is my first place YUBEL box tournament. Let me know if you guys have any comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I'll see you guys next time.